Good morning. Welcome to day 2 of Impact. Can you hear me? This is like the $1 million question for so many reasons. Okay, thumbs up. If you were here with me yesterday, this is like a very intimate experience with my cold. I had an IV this morning. I feel like $1 million. It almost cost me $1 million, but it was totally worth it. So we're gonna see how we do today. We're gonna go with the flow. Guys, it's so good to see you. I promised you Barcelona on day 2. So let me just take you through the situation that is currently happening on my body. So one of the things we do at Impact Lives is, and by we, I mean, I look for an excuse to go out and buy a whole bunch of new outfits. And I was down in the Gothic Quarter last week, and I was like, I need something that just feels like authentically Barcelona style. And the deal I made with myself is I wanted to find something that I would not normally wear. I wanted to step outside my comfort zone in front of 800 of my colleagues. And so I found this cute little store, and I went in and I said this exactly to the woman. Her name was Evita. I was like, Evita, because she's just like so little and tiny and fabulous. I told her what I was doing, and she's like, I've got you. So she did. This is like, none of these choices are things I would ever make. You probably can't tell on Zoom, but I'm going to take you through it. There are 2 skirts happening here. A big fluffy skirt that makes you look much larger than you are in real life. And then it's a thing, we layer a second skirt on top of it so that you add color. And I don't know about you, but I was like, if we have something big and fluffy on the bottom, what we do not do is put big and fluffy on the top. And she looked at me, she's like, oh, that is like an American rule, dear. Not here in Barcelona. No, we layer like fluffy on top. We make you look as large as possible with your clothing, and you go with the flow. So I've got this like fun, adorable little shirt that's like handmade here with these great pockets, but you don't put anything in the pocket because it pulls down on the shirt. They're just for show. So we've got like fluff on top of fluff. And she's like, and now we're going to add a jacket, which felt like a great idea last week when it was a little bit cooler. But it's about 107 degrees in this room Celsius. But the mic works best on the lapel of the jacket. So we're going to move through it. That's the story of the outfit for this morning. This is one of the fun things about Barcelona is you can't help but walk through the city, and juxtaposed to the oldness of the original footprint of the city is just this fabulous sense of fashion and modernism. And that's really the energy that we're bringing to all of this in the conversation that we are having today. I promised you last night when we were talking about the things that we are going to burn, the leadership skills that we are going to put to the wayside, that a huge part of what we're talking about today is about stepping into a new identity. So it felt like it was totally on brand with the theme of day number 2, to step into a whole new identity in terms of what it is that I was going to wear with all of you. But it's something I want to encourage you guys to do too, as we walk into the energy of today. How many of you burned some elements with gratitude of your previous selves last night, or flushed them down the toilet? Did anyone just like take some time to do that? I'd love to know, like in the chat, what did you think and bless and release? Rose did. Did anyone else bless and release? Is anyone else ready to do this? Or like, oh my gosh, no, I'm not ready to change, Megan. I don't want to change. I just want a different outcome. I don't want to have to change for the new outcome. Just gonna spend a little more time. Yeah. What did you release? Like, drop it in the chat. I want to know. What you're going to realize is like, so much of it's the same. So much of it's the same. I felt today energized. Yeah, sometimes I just release things in my dream. Does everyone have a piece of paper close to them? Keep dropping them in. The need for certainty. Oh yeah. That is like super important when you're a kid. Very hard to manage as an adult. Released, need to get permission. Yes, Andrea, that one's huge. Need to overanalyze. Yes. Releasing the idea of passive income on the internet. Yeah, that was so 3 years ago. For sure. I want everyone to grab a piece of paper, and I want you to turn it to landscape mode.
Did you get to sleep over?
And we need to write 5 letters across the top. And I want to mute the one person whose mic somehow is unmuted. got a little earpiece in. It gets really loud in here, in my head. Has everyone got their white piece of paper? Just throw up your real hand in the screen so I can just get a sense. White piece of paper. Great, grab a pen. Obviously, you're gonna need a pen if you have a piece of paper where you're not making paper airplanes. I want you to write 5 letters across the top. You're gonna write F.H.A.T.E. You're gonna come back to this piece of paper over the course of today. One of the things I promised you that would be inevitable is your outcome and your success. Now, to make an outcome and a success inevitable, here's the outcome. I love to speak in the language of outcomes. I encourage you as practitioners to speak in the language of outcomes. Otherwise, I don't know what we're doing other than a series of transactions. People want outcomes, so let's talk about outcomes way over here. If we're going to talk about having outcomes, and we're going to talk about them being an inevitable thing, that we get to it, there's a very obvious question. What goes in the middle, Megan? What goes in the middle? I want to tell you what the F.H.A.T.E. stand for, and you're going to work on this all day long. You're going to scrape some things off. You're going to come back to it. But I want to anchor you to this today. F.H.A.T.E. spells fate. The H is silent. I took some poetic license because it's my event, so I get to do that. I'm going to tell you what these things stand for. And then we're going to anchor them in the energy of some spoken word and some music. I want you to feel what it can feel like to step into a new identity, to step into a new version of yourself. I don't want you listening to the brilliance of Dr. Jordan Robertson before you're in the zone. I don't want you walking into a conversation with David Binns this afternoon about identity when you're like, man, I don't really know where I'm going or why I need that identity. The F of fate stands for focus. What do you actually want? What do you actually want? What are we optimizing for here? And I want to be really clear. When I play this game with myself, what do I really want? There's always 2 sides to the story. It's always about balancing equation. What do I want in my life? What do I want to have true in my life? What do I want to have true in my business? Now, how do I balance that equation? So I give you permission, even though you released that, Andrea, to write down both. What do you actually want? If you don't know what you want, it's very hard for us to build a business for you. This happens in conversation a lot. What are you actually looking for? Well, I don't really know, but like definitely what I've got going on now isn't what I want. Like maybe some passive income online, like maybe $1 million business would be like, that'd be so great, but I can't see how that would happen. No kidding, because you don't know what you want. What do you want? What do you want? What do you want? You don't have to answer why yet. What do you want? No, I'm not going to make you share. This is for you. You don't have to tell your partner or your kids. It's totally for you. The H stands for habits. You're going to come back to this. You're going to have ideas all day long. You don't have to map it all out now. Consider this point A. We're going to finish this map tomorrow at like 1 p.m. Eastern. It's like 1 a.m. whatever time zone I'm in. We're going to finish it tomorrow. The H is habits. There's 2 sides to this story. What habits are you currently engaged in? What do you do a lot of that's actually moving you further away from what you want? I really want this, but I keep doing this thing over here. You see this with your patients all the time. I really want to lose the 10 pounds, but also I really want to drink wine every single night. And I really don't want to go to the gym. And I really don't want to change my diet. And I'm really not going to take any supplements. But if you think you can help me, that'd be great. Don't say yes to those patients, by the way. Now, there's a converse side to that. What habits are you engaging in? But what habits do you actually need to start to put into place? What are we focused on, and what habits do you need to have in place? I'm not going to talk about goals over the course of the next 2 days. I am going to talk about habits because it's the habits that make the outcome inevitable. Let's just abolish for the next 2 days the language of goals. I want inevitability, not like a gold star. What habits need to be in place for that to happen? Maybe you need to write more consistently. Maybe you need to share your ideas with the world more consistently. Maybe you need to stop the negative self-talk more consistently. Maybe you need to go have lunch with referral partners more consistently. I don't know what your business is. It's going to be different. What habits need to be in place? A stands for anchor. What are we anchoring this with? I'm going to give you some music in a second. I'm also going to tell you where you can get the music. You can listen to it forever. I listen to this music. I listen to this song every day. I have been working for the last 6 months on my own state of worthiness. I picked this song for you. It is like it was written for us. How do we anchor? What's the most powerful anchor to an outcome that we desire? It's actually not music. It's actually not your vision board, but like if we can layer these things, it's infinitely more powerful. It's actually smell. If you've got an essential oil or a candle or your kid's soccer cleat, I don't care what it is, just grab it and take a whiff. I actually prefer the soccer cleat because every time you smell that offensive odor that like hits right here, it's like a back of the palate kind of odor, you're going to remember this promise and this commitment you made to your future self. Focus, habits, anchor, tempo. The T stands for tempo. Why? Because you can't do the habit once a month. You can't do the habit every once in a while. You can't make the commitment in these little spurts. You're not a weekend warrior of your own life and dreams. This is actually about discipline and consistency. It doesn't take discipline to go to the gym every day. Not if it becomes a habit. What's the tempo and the cadence with which you put that habit into place? What's the tempo and cadence with which you re-anchor yourself on the commitment? What's the tempo and cadence with which you go back and look at the area of focus? I almost said the G word. The outcome you're after. The tempo matters. And the E of F.H.A.T.E is emotion. Who cares? Why does this matter? Why does it matter if you get up every day and work so hard and put yourself out there? Whose lives are you actually changing? I heard a statistic this morning that 3/5 of Americans, 9 out of 10 Brits, individuals from the UK, do not feel a sense of purpose in their life. And I thought about all of you. I was like, what an incredible privilege in your life that your life's work is to change people's lives. Like you're all like hung up on the money thing. Oh my gosh, I can't charge money. I'm like, whoa, hold up. You have something way more valuable. Let's just take a look at this. You change people's lives for a living. Holy smokes. I'm saving my swear words for later. I don't want to use them all up this early in the day. Holy smokes. Like the worthiness piece, like check in on that. Someone gave you this golden ticket. You're on this amazing planet, flying through outer space. You landed where you did. You got to go to school. And you're not like fixing toilets with your education. You're literally changing people's lives. How can you feel unworthy of like charging for that? You like already hit the jackpot. The evidence of worthiness is already there. F.H.A.T.E. Come back to this. Now, I want to anchor you in these ideas because I know it's easy for me to say, but what happens, the inner dialogue, the inner monologue, is like the little yeah buts creep in. I know I'd love to have the business where I hit that outcome, but like I'm really worried about what it's going to mean for my health. I'm really worried about what it's going to mean for how much time I can spend with my kids. I have all these stories I'm telling myself about why I can't have it all. I want you to know there's an energy to having it all. There is the ability to replace your work ethic, that I have to work hard to earn it and deserve it. I have to push myself to the point that I'm losing my voice. This is just an interesting coincidence, by the way. To feel like I deserve this amazing outcome. You don't need to do that. We are going to replace your work ethic with your worth ethic. And that vibes entirely differently. Before I bring on my friend Jordan Robertson, I want you to listen to something. It's like it was literally written for you. Pasha, if we can play this song, I'm not going to talk. I just want you to sit with it. I want you to doodle with your fate sitting in front of you. I want you to write down your ideas, but I want you to feel this music and this poem because it was literally written for you. I want my team to give me a thumbs up if they can hear it. You guys hear it? We'll zip it.
unapologetic with my priorities. I ask for help despite my mental stories of being told no. I create my daily ritual. I commit to my non-negotiables. I've experienced benefits from burning out, the wins from Team No Sleep, our bossy. But I'm entering a new level of my worth ethic. An evolved way to do business, knowing the business of my life deserves me to flow. The relationship between my work ethic and my well-being are a healthy one. I entertain reimagining my well-being, fueling my grind. I allow myself to be still and listen to divine guidance to give myself permission to be loyal to my intuition. I won't rush anything. I choose not to stress out. R.I.P. anxiety. I create what I want my Monday to feel like. I get to choose those thoughts. My weekend is not a retreat from my weekdays. My life, my feelings are not determined by a day of the week. My life has no day. It has moments. I receive the truth of this. I work on believing this more. I release the temptation to practice the habit of sacrificing my nutrition for the grind. I'm a hydrated woman. Knowing my well-being is the fuel to my gorgeous worth ethic. Because of my worth, I create agency for my business practices improving. I will organize my admin tasks for my business. I no longer procrastinate because I release the belief that I procrastinate. I treat my time as my moneymaker. I am a source of power in my business. I am not a slave to my business. I know and I learn my numbers for my business, or I find someone who can. My business systems are of excellence. I attract assistance to the needs of my business. I know who I serve. I'm clear on my strategy to be powerful, impact people, and to profit. I'm so aligned in my professional and personal and purposeful path that I know when to pivot. This harmony is so fly. I am in complete harmony with myself, transforming my work ethic to my worth ethic. I am not a perfectionist. I am an excellentist. I can't compromise excellence, and that's not my standard. Literally, excellence is the only possibility for me. So I put my life and work in order, in alignment to flow, so I can get this work done. On a daily basis, I make the choice to flow. I arrest the temptation to enroll my mind, body, and soul into anxiety, stress, and burning myself out. I trade in my work ethic for my worth ethic, so I will never seek validation by the results of my work. Even when I'm faced with what it seems to be problematic, seems like lack and overwhelming, I choose to be at ease. I choose to breathe and flow. Knowing all is well, and I remain proactive with what is required of me. I'm a human being, not a human doing. I accept this full life of business, love, relationships, achieving, and responsibility. I manifested this full life. I am in business on purpose, not a business that makes me a busy mess. I'm a businesswoman. You heard?